Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Ian here, in Chongqing. So as you can see the train station here, I think it's called Lisboa. You can see the monorail goes actually through the buildings, shops at the bottom, then it's offices, then it's the train station, and then at the top you have apartment blocks. So pretty fascinating. A lot of people here to see the train coming and going, which you'll see quite frequently. So I'm heading off to see the park here, which is not that far away, but it's got the highest viewing area for this section of the city, so that would be cool. So join me for that. That there is Chongqing. I can see why people call it the 3D city, because so many of the high-rise buildings are built onto the hillside and they're all sort of different levels. Very, very cool. That gives it the three-dimensional look. So the city is actually a river port and also a transportation hub. It's located on the convergence of the Yangtze River and this river that we're looking at, which is called the Jialing River. The other thing to note here is that during World War II, it was the capital of the nationalist China, so that was the Chiang Kai-shek part of the defending Chinese people. And actually Chiang Kai-shek lived in this very park here with his wife. You can see that house here. The park also has a lot of memorials to pilots who flew fighter planes, and this was an airstrip. Memorials to the pilots include Chinese, British, American, even Russian pilots that are all memorised here in this park. There's also a museum for the American General Joseph W. Stilwell, who contributed a lot to China's successful fight against the Japanese aggression during the World War II. Interesting, looks like this is a car boot sale. Cool. You often see people dancing in the park here in China, and this is just beautiful. It's just, I think they're hobbyists, or this is a way of keeping fit, but it's just amazing to see it again in another park here in China. To reach the highest point here in this part of the park, I'm going to have to go up the steps and go to the top of this pagoda. So, I'm actually on a pagoda. I think it's not that old, it's quite a modern pagoda, and one of the highest points here in the city. Anybody that knows me as not being very comfortable with the heights. So I've managed to get to the 6th floor. There's a couple more. I'm going to see if I can get the energy, or in fact get the bottle, as they say, the old stomach, to see if I can go further up. That is a spectacular view. I wish it was a blue sky day, but this is good enough. It is a bit of a foggy city because of the dampness of the kind of rain often, but what a view. So I made it to the top. Looks like someone's going to take wedding photographs. Cool. The city has a lot of bomb shelters which have been converted into everyday use, but you see them everywhere you go in the city. So this is the old town of Chongqing. It's Ciqikou, and it's been very, very busy. It's very touristy, I think, but also you can see some of the old style of how a Chinese town would be. It's definitely a noisy place, and I can also smell all the different spices and stuff. But it's fascinating just to wander through and experience this part of China. So the more I go through this part of China, the more I realise the abundance that's here, the food, the colours, the spices, it's just full of smells, flavours, tastes, and it's super busy, especially here in this old part of town. Just finishing up walking through the old part of Chongqing here, a town called Ciqikou, which was fantastic. I mean, the smells and the flavours, the food, the noise, everything was just buzzing. It's more of a tourist area, I've got to give it that, but you can get a sense of the traditional China. Chongqing is an interesting place. There's a lot of steps and walking and so on, but I'm off to have a look more at something else to see another part of town. .339 meters tall. And this is the People's Liberation Monument. It's near a place called Jiefangbei. I think it's also referred to as Times Square over in that direction there. So this is one of the main shopping districts. It's probably a little bit like, I don't know, say Regent Street or Ciqikou Street, Gill Street, Glasgow, Regent Street or so in London. But as you can see, it's busy, midweek, a lot of people shopping. Again, with just amazing colours and spices and smells, and these blocks here, these are actually blocks for the hot pot soup, different spices and different colours and different levels of spice. So cool. I love that mural on the side of that wall. It's like it's embossed, which brings it alive. I like that. There you have the metro noisy going over my head underneath the bridge, and in the distance there, a German designed, I think, theatre. I'll need to check that. So this is the strangest of things. You actually buy this rock and with the hope that might be some lucky metal jade or whatever inside it. But the rocks are super expensive, so essentially it's a little bit like gambling. I think it's illegal, I'm not sure. Weird.
So I came out this evening to go and get a picture of this, which is called Hong Ya Dong. That noisy here is the metro, or the monorail going over the bridge. But I came out to get a picture of that, and trust me, it was heaving down there. Chinese people love to take photographs, love to pose in front of well-known monuments. But anyway, got there, got the shot for you. And then, meanwhile, this is me in here in Chongqing saying peace out.